Good Thursday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the daily video forecast discussion for this soupy, moisture-laden Thursday, the 15th of May, 2014. A moisture loaded but stagnant air mass in place this morning on Thursday morning. We're waking up with air temperatures in the low to mid 60s and dew points also near that too. So there's total saturation near the surface, and there's plenty of fog with light and variable winds, mostly from the southeast this morning. And we've got plenty of fog this morning and some advisories as well. We'll start off with the watches, warnings, and advisories here in the green. These are dense fog, flash flood watches actually, and these are in effect from Friday morning through late Friday night. We're expecting periods of heavy rain and possible embedded thunderstorms during Friday morning to continue into Friday night. In general, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall expected. Locally higher amounts possible in any heavier showers or thunderstorms. Flash flooding is possible along small streams, rivers, and urban flooding areas as well, especially if rainfall amounts are met or exceeded in a 6-hour period or less. Other land advisories this morning we have in southeastern New Jersey, mostly a dense fog advisory limiting visibilities to a quarter mile at times along the Interstate 95 corridor and portions of southern and central New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, Delaware, and northeastern Maryland. Visibility should improve later this morning. Do be prepared for rapidly changing visibility over portions of northeastern Maryland, Delaware, southeastern Pennsylvania, and New Jersey when driving this morning, and allow plenty of distance out ahead of yourself and the next vehicle. On the ocean fronts, we have a marine fog advisory and a small craft advisory. The dense fog advisory remains in effect until noon today. The small craft advisory is in effect from 2 p.m. this afternoon to 2 a.m. on Saturday. For southeast winds at 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 30 knots, seas 6 to 9 feet. Locations of the coastal waters off the New Jersey and Delaware Bay coast. This morning we'll have visibilities under a mile in areas of fog, especially during tonight and the first half of Thursday morning too. And the dense fog advisory means that visibilities will be frequently reduced to less than 1 mile. Inexperienced mariners, especially those operating smaller vessels, should avoid navigating in these locations. And for the New York waters, we have small craft advisories in effect from 10 p.m. this evening to 6 a.m. on Saturday. And this is for southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet late tonight, building further to 7 to 10 feet tomorrow. From late this evening into Friday morning, the highest winds and seas will occur during Friday and Friday night. Also here for northeastern Pennsylvania, mainly the Poconos, abundant moisture in the Poconos and Catskills will result in areas of fog and patchy drizzle through 9 o'clock this morning, as visibility is lower than a mile at the highest elevations, mainly above 1,200 feet. So do exercise caution by slowing down if traveling at the higher elevations during this morning. Morning pass of the visible satellite imagery this morning shows lots of clouds, lower clouds and stratus fog in many of these locations here across the Hudson Valley, northeastern Pennsylvania, central and southern New Jersey, especially right along the coast into the Delaware Valley region, I-95, the Poconos, and the Catskills in New York, as well as southeastern Long Island. New York City area is shrouded in fog this morning. Water vapor imagery shows the plume of moisture which is parallel to the cold front just to our west. This cold front will be making slow progress towards our area on Friday. Late tonight, Friday, and Friday afternoon is the period where moderate to heavy rainfall and possible flash flooding will occur in this forecast region. Plenty of tropical lift with this, as seen by the lifting here. Latest radar shows the mosaic here of the heaviest rainfall now occurring just over the Ohio River Valley down to the Tennessee River Valley, and this will make a slow progress in our region. Now, the moisture here, first of all, the Dix radar is still inoperable. It's been operating on and off for the last couple of days, and right now the techs are still working to fix the Fort Dix radar. Meanwhile, the New York City radar and the other composite radar are showing spotty drizzle here and light rain across these regions, across the lower Hudson Valley, as moisture continues to build in from off of the ocean. Once again this morning, Philadelphia is experiencing some low clouds and visibility on departure, about 42 minutes delay in departure. None of the other airports right now are reporting any departure delays. And under this moisture saturated air mass over the last 6 hours, we're generally 1, 2, 3, 4 hundredths of an inch of liquid precipitation, and that's basically in the form of drizzle over the entire New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, especially northern New Jersey, where the moisture continues to increase from off the ocean into the Hudson Valley, and spotty precipitation here from drizzle overnight across central and southeastern Pennsylvania to portions of Maryland and Virginia as well. The good news is that the main stem rivers, all of them in the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area, will not be going into flood stage. They'll all be below flood stage throughout this entire period. However, creeks, streams, and flashier small streams and creeks, including urban and highway flooding, will be a good bet during the day on Friday and Friday night. And today's pollen count once again is going to be on the high side around 8.1, lowering on Friday in a tremendous amount of rain and wind. As a result, that will disperse the pollen down to the ground. It will begin rising again into the medium range on Saturday and become high again during Sunday and Monday, where drier air, lower humidities will be a factor in all of this, as well with an increase of pollen flourishing and broadcasting through the air. The main predominant pollens once again are oak, birch, and maple. And on the aviational weather deck this morning, overall, very poor flying weather will continue. IFR and lifted IFR conditions expected across the entire area this morning and throughout most of the day, too. Locations overnight with a moist air mass in place. Some marginal improvement will occur during today, though the current forecast of VFR or right of cusp could be too optimistic. After sunset, expect more of the same, a return to IFR and limited IFR once again. An easterly wind early tonight and early today will become more southeasterly during the day and tonight, and will increase in speeds and become gusty tonight as the cold front approaches from the west. This cold front will bring an increase in precipitation chances, especially over the western portions by the end of tonight's period. MVFR and IFR conditions in periods of rain and isolated thunderstorms tomorrow. Low-level wind shear may also be an issue. Saturday and Sunday, clearing is anticipated early Saturday with mainly VFR conditions thereafter, and VFR conditions expected to continue. Limited IFR and IFR conditions across the entire terminals this morning. Newark, New Jersey, 62 degrees, dew point 61, humidity 96%. The wind is northeast at 3, and they have very low visibility in fog. Reporting no visibility here, actually. And Philadelphia, same thing. They have a quarter mile in dense fog, 63 degrees, dew point 61. The wind is light, and it's just very cloudy and very foggy out there this morning. Do use caution. Morning surface map from weatherroanoke.com. A digital atmosphere software shows our low pressure now attended towards the Great Lakes region. Strong cold front, strong inflow parallel to the front. Just training showers and thunderstorms out ahead into the Ohio, Tennessee, and Mississippi River valleys this morning, making progress very slowly to the east as this warm front lifts through the region, dissipates, and is overcome and overwhelmed by the moderate to heavy rain on the way tomorrow morning through tomorrow evening across the entire forecast region. Water vapor this morning shows the lifting here across the Ohio, Tennessee, Mississippi River Valley. Strong divergence in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere with high pressure off the coast now, blocking this cold front from making too far of an eastward progression during today, but it will as the short waves here begin to dig further into the trough as it becomes negatively tilted, pumping in abundant tropical moisture feed into this slow-moving cold front for 1 to locally 3 inches of rain during tomorrow evening, and very early on Saturday morning. NamWRF composite reflectivity forecast from Penn State's Ewald site shows the drizzle and stratus and low clouds and fog across the region this morning with all these watches, warnings, and advisories in place. Basically, it's going to be one of those days where we get any kind of breaks during today on Thursday in the morning or later in the afternoon. Will be confined basically to the inland locations, and that will make temperatures soar to near seasonal levels once again into the 70s in the areas where the fog, the drizzle persists right along the coast into the New York Harbor, New York City, all of Long Island, the North Shore, South Shore, into Connecticut as well. Still expecting quite a bit of fog, drizzle, and that will keep temperatures down across the region as the winds begin to increase. Here is the leading edge of the cold front by this afternoon, with showers and thunderstorms embedded in this, making their way slowly into the Ohio and Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland area. As we get closer to tomorrow morning, It's where the drizzle, fog, and stratus winds begin to pick up. A little disbursement of the fog late tonight into early tomorrow morning, and then knocking on our back doorsteps early tomorrow morning just to our west is showers and thunderstorms. These showers and thunderstorms will increase over the forecast area during Friday afternoon and Friday evening as the cold front makes its way across the region, low pressure moving up along it, and everything becoming parallel to the flow means periods and pockets of moderate to heavy rain leading to small stream and a flashier flood stream and urban flooding across the region. And this could provide difficulty when driving, especially tomorrow morning, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening across the entire forecast region. The cold front moves off the coast, the rain exits, sunshine prevails, and a cold pool aloft with the upper trough still to the west brings the chance for scattered showers or some scattered cloud cover and a spotty shower or two over the weekend. But most of the weekend will be dry and seasonable across the entire forecast region outside of these disturbances, which I'll get into in just a moment. Here's our Google Earth Streamline analysis this morning. You can see the low pressure area now getting into the Great Lakes with the cold front now stretching down through the Ohio, Tennessee, and Mississippi River valleys. Look at this tropical infeed of moisture here from all sources now, from the Gulf Coast all the way up to Maine. And that is going to mean an abundant amount of moisture is going to be pumped in ahead of this cold front. Lots of rain is on the way for tomorrow. Last night's 8 to 10 day means of the 500 millibar pattern from the European, the GFS, and the CMC showing the same kind of thing, blocking here. Negative NAO pattern, high pressure blocked up across Greenland and ridging all the way down into southwestern Canada. Low pressure blocks here underneath. With the jet stream here, nearly cutoff low or upper low digging into the western United States, and the pesky upper level low cutoff just off of the coast of Maine and the western northwestern Atlantic. This is going to mean probably, depending on the location and orientation of this low over the next 8 to 10 days, we'll have spokes of precipitation as short waves dance around this or pinwheel around it. And basically what we're setting up in the means across the Ohio, Midwest, and Tennessee into the Mid-Atlantic region is an area where we're going to find convergence between two types of air masses, the polar air mass and the tropical air mass to the south. This is going to mean a thermal boundary and a focal mechanism, a frontal boundary in the mid and upper layers of the atmosphere, also at the surface, is going to mean we're going to be dealing with pesky disturbances outside of these disturbances from the low pressure itself. As these pinwheel around, depending on the location of these on any given day, high pressure will build in, and that will mean probably very dry and pleasant weather conditions, but we best be mindful of this boundary which is setting up in the atmosphere as waves of low pressure move along it. There's going to be days where the weather is going to be mighty fine and days when the weather is not going to be fine at all. GFS maps into motion now. Here comes our storm system getting ready to get into southeastern Canada via the Great Lakes, and that means a plume of tropical moisture coming along it with the front and periods of moderate to heavy rain leading to flooding once again tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow evening. That gets into the Hudson River Valley, the Catskills on Saturday morning as well. High pressure begins to build in across the Great Lakes, and this means that the upper level trough is still hung up back through the Great Lakes. Drying conditions in place, but we have to watch for these vortexes around the low itself as it begins closed off over the coast of Maine by later in the weekend, early on Monday and Tuesday. The upper trough still to our west, disturbances circumnavigating this, especially during the afternoon hours. We can find spotty showers or even a low top thunderstorm depending on how much instability is in the air or in the region as these shortwave maxes race through and circumnavigate around the flow. Generally dry conditions though, and seasonable weather right into early next week. But we do have to be mindful for these spotty showers and thunderstorms where they do occur. They won't last long, but a few minutes. Here we can find the upper low cutoff by next Wednesday across the coast of Maine and pinwheeling these disturbances south and west right along the boundary here. Then we're developing a warm front, as I mentioned, to the Midwest and south. This is a thermal boundary here, and we're going to find disturbances race across this and the chances of precipitation once again increasing by later Thursday night and Friday in this pattern. Get your rain gear, your umbrellas ready, and your good driving habits ready for tomorrow and tomorrow night. Allow yourself a lot of extra time and be mindful of the areas that are going to be flooding. If you know and you drive through those regions, plan an alternative route. Of course, we're featuring all the live content on both websites, Twitter and Facebook as well. We'll be back on Friday morning with the rainy forecast details that will exit just in time for a pleasant weekend for most people. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a good Thursday.